I'm Lori Hess with Peace, Love, and Therapy. And today I want to talk about passing. Now, this is a word in the transgender community that can be charged with people having different opinions about what it means, what could mean. So, what I want to talk about today, starting with, is passing privilege. If we are cisgendered, meaning that our body and our brains matched when we were born, and we were identified as the correct gender at birth, then we're cisgendered. So we have passing privilege, most of us. When we go out into the world, people look at us, and for me, they assume you're a woman. That's correct. A man would go out into the world and people would assume, say, sir, assume that he is a man. And that might be correct if he's a cisgendered man. For a trans woman, when she goes out into the world, she may or may not be passing. So people may say man, they may say she when referring to her, or they may say he, or they may just be confused. So passing for a trans woman is when they get, hello ma'am, how are you? What would you like today? Or they're referred to as she. That would be passing. People are making the assumption that she's a woman, which is a correct assumption, but not thinking about her being trans or questioning her gender. Of course, women look lots of different ways. I've often said to family members of someone who's transgender who says, well, for instance, for a trans woman, they're not feminine enough. And I say, go look, sit on a bench. Watch people walk by. Not all women look the same. We don't dress the same. Some of us have higher or lower voices. That doesn't make us any less women. In fact, from a feminist perspective, we've fought a lot of years in order to be who we are as women, to dress the way we want, to have the jobs we want, to have the attitudes we want, to have the opinions we want, to have the political views we want. But in many ways, with our appearance, is to look the way we want to look and dress the way we want to dress. So, I think this applies to trans women, especially trans women. We fought to look the way we want as feminists, and I think trans women need that same space. They need that same right to be exactly who they are and to dress in what they feel comfortable and not have to prove anything. Now, here's where the controversy comes in. Many trans women are not trying to prove anything by dressing in a feminine way, getting rid of unwanted body hair, wearing makeup, wearing feminine clothes. They're simply trying to feel more themselves. Some trans women feel very feminine and want to express themselves that way, and some trans women maybe are a little more of a tomboy, if you like that word, and they want to wear jeans and t-shirts. I think either way is okay. What I worry about with my clients is the pressure to pass. When a client says, I'm so depressed, most of the time I get ma'am or sir. For a trans man, wanting to get sir, wanting to be perceived rightly as man, and not getting that, it feels disrespectful. And it can be really disheartening. So I work with my clients on what it means to them to pass, what it means when someone uses the wrong pronouns, how this fits into their life and what they can do for themselves, how they can help their close family members and friends that they see on a regular basis to get to the place where they are using the correct pronouns and the correct name. That can be really affirming. And how to deal with people who get it wrong, what it means about you, and how to self-soothe. I did say at the beginning this could be politically charged. Passing is not a positive word to some people in the trans community. They feel like it's something that's been put on them, that they're held to a higher standard than other people. They're supposed to look more masculine or more feminine. And so passing is something put on them. For many of my clients, though, it's a word that they use when they say, "Oh, I seem to be passing, and it's great. I got yes, ma'am. How can I help you in a store today?" And that felt really validating. So there are positive and negative connotations. I think we have to be careful about using that word if we're not a transgender person, using that about other people, whether they're passing or not passing. I think when it comes from someone in that community, they should be able to use the word in whatever way works for them. I hope if you didn't know about passing or you didn't understand what the pressure was, this has been somewhat helpful. Of course, these are my own views. They're not the views of everyone in the transgender community or the people around them that support them. But I did want you to know what it means and how you might or might not be using that term in order to be helpful. So I just want to say that if you don't know about me, I'm a therapist. I work mostly with transgender clients. I try to support them on their journey. It's a unique journey. I have a spouse who I've seen walk that journey for the last almost 45 years. So that's why I'm in this. That's why I'm trying to help create some understanding around being transgender and what it means and how we can help. So if I can be of any help, let me know. Thank you.